Hey guys, Miss Corcoran here. I just wanted to check in with you about your new project, Life Imitates Art. So basically what I want to do is to share my screen, and at that point we are going to see some examples of what I'm talking about. So this is my announcement that I'm starting to make for you guys, and I'm going to link the video right here. So just go ahead and click on it and you will see me and this video. I also posted the presentation on Canvas, and basically what you're going to do is recreate a famous painting. It's very straightforward, but super fun, and you can use the resources that you have at your house, and this can be done 100% at home. So what I want you to do is look at some of the examples. Now, these are very famous paintings that are in museums and have been representative of different art movements over the years. This one happens to be Johannes Vermeer. And this is the girl with the pearl earring. You might have seen this, and there was also a movie made about this. This is one of the most famous paintings ever. This is a German Expressionism painting. You can see that the woman on the left-hand side recreated this setup, but she did hers in black and white. So you don't have to try to recreate like a painterly brushstroke effect if you want to, and you feel like you are going to use Lightroom, Photoshop Fix Mix, or Express to create like a brush filter. That's fine, but you don't have to. You can just recreate the composition. This is a very famous one, obviously, Vincent van Gogh. I think one of the advantages this man had going for him is he looks exactly like Vincent van Gogh. But even if you just slicked back your hair and put on the coat and did like, orange face paint here, or you could do like Scotch tape, construction paper onto your face. Some of them are very silly, you'll see. This is Rene Magritte. He was a surrealist, and his idea was to put two things that did not go together in paintings. And actually he would pick out words out of a hat, and then whatever two words he would pull, he would make a painting with those two words. So really interesting guy. This one is hilarious. This is called The Creation of Adam by Michelangelo, and this is on the Sistine Chapel. He spent over 4 years doing this. And this is, again, one of the most famous paintings ever. And these two guys, probably roommates, this is so funny. He's handing him like a drink, and there's McDonald's there. Again, Vincent van Gogh in the bedroom. This actually was at the Art Institute. They made this whole bedroom setup. American Gothic. This guy, Grant Wood, actually lived in Park Ridge, where I'm from. He lived on a farm, and then he moved to Iowa. But you can see like the presence of forks in the painting. A lot of different places is like one of the famous things about this painting is that there's all these forks everywhere and crosses. So there's like one here and in his overalls and here. But actually this is Grant Wood's dentist and his sister right here. So a lot of times you'll see that with artists, they just kind of get people in their sphere to sit for them because they're poor, and they either can't afford to pay a model or they just use whoever is available because it's 5-6 hours of standing. So again, the persistence of memory. This is Salvador Dali, another surrealist. So this guy was in the same art movement as this guy. But you can see like the melting clocks. Anyway, this is called The Persistence of Memory. This is such a funny one because the person chose to use a like a crepe, and then made a clock out of it. I think this is really creative. So don't think that you have to do something really literal. You can kind of go off on your own tangent. So this one was a very hard one. Again, this is Picasso when he's entering into like his Cubist art movement. And this person chose to recreate a lot of the painting by hand and then put it on top of her head as like a mask. Oh, this is The Death of Marat by Jacques-Louis David. He's actually one of the most like revered painters ever. Some of his work is said to be like the best painting there ever was. Now you can see it's very representational. The skin is just perfect, the wood finish. And you can see this is funny because this is like a take of nowadays. So obviously like there's no ink and quill, and she's using a laptop instead. This actually, I don't know what this painting is. I've never seen this before in my life, but this is funny. Yeah, this is Caspar David Friedrich, and he was a German monk, actually. He did a lot of, his work was about like the bigness of the spiritual life. So a lot of times in his paintings, you'll see like one very small figure and this huge, vast landscape, huge sky, huge ocean. One of my favorite paintings actually is Monk by the Sea. And it's a very similar thing. Now, in this case, you're not going to be able to do this unless you use Photoshop Mix. If you want to like grab a Pexels image of something and just do a composite, right, which is you, one part like your photo and then one part like a borrowed background, that's fine with me. This project is more about like learning about famous paintings and composition and sort of recreating it in your own creative way. This one's Frida Kahlo. You know, she has a few examples in here. If you're going to do Frida Kahlo, don't forget you got to do your unibrow. This is Andrew Wyeth, Christina's World, and actually she was a paraplegic, which means both of her legs were paralyzed, her arms were not, and this is one of his, well, definitely his most famous paintings. And this guy, it's like his jeans and a hoodie. And again, Johannes Vermeer, the picture. So this and this is the same painter. I don't know if you can kind of see the similarity in color and outfit. And this guy looks like he's making bread or something. No idea. But he's got this, like the color scheme definitely working here. And I don't know who this artist is. I want to say it's like Delacroix, Eugene Delacroix, or Eng. One of these guys. They were like really obsessed with what's called exoticism, which they painted people that they thought were from like other countries and how strange they were, but actually they all looked like white people with like peacock feathers. And this guy. Yeah, okay. Moving on. I don't know who this artist is. I can't see it. This is actually Leonardo da Vinci, believe it or not. It's funny. You can see that the background, it used to be blue. It was changed a bunch of times. You can kind of see like the edges are not, it looks like the background is almost taking over the foreground and the subject, or like she was cut out and pasted on. That's because the background was changed a bunch of times. And here she's using like a dead animal, like a mink stole. And this happens to be a ferret. I don't know if you have a ferret laying around. I don't. Another German expressionism here. Really nice example. A lot of times German expressionism, these paintings, you'll see their faces are very strange, like hyper exaggerated. Rene Magritte. So you can see this guy really clearly connects with the painting of, oh gosh, I can't remember what this is called, the apple and the man. And this is Jan van Eyck, Marriage of Delphine or something like that. Anyway, this is a Dutch marriage. So he recreated this, and you can see even they put like a colander on the wall back here because this is a really famous part of this painting. If you look really closely, like Jan van Eyck has painted both of these figures as a reflection in this mirror back here. And yeah, this one is really funny. He's got a pot on his head. So again, use what you have. This is another Rene Magritte painting. Probably an easier one to recreate. I don't know who painted that. Mary Cassatt, maybe? This is Pablo Picasso from his Blue period, the old guitarist. You've probably seen this painting before. It's pretty famous. And, ooh, Fra Angelico, maybe? Another German expressionism, you can see that for sure. Frida Kahlo. This is, oh my goodness, he painted ballerinas with chalk pastel. Oh, I'm kicking myself right now that I can't remember what his name is. It'll come back to me. It's been a while. I actually have a minor in art history. Same thing, Christina's World, Girl with Pearl Earring. Ooh, Rembrandt. Frida Kahlo, this one's a little grotesque, but you know, she did a lot of these paintings. You remember she was in a car accident and was paralyzed for like 2 years, was in a bed, and she had a very dark life, a lot of pain, but was also just an artistic genius and actually a political genius. She was really active in politics and had a very strong voice. Again, the American Gothic, this one is really funny. I don't know what's going on with this background here. This definitely looks photoshopped or something. This is from the Fauvist movement. Yeah, this is Alfredo Ramos Martinez, one of the most famous Mexican artists ever. He was a muralist, same thing with Diego Rivera. Again, there you go. This is clearly a composite. Gustav Klimt. Ooh, I don't know. Frida Kahlo again. No idea. Don't know that one either. Diego Rivera again. So a lot of examples here. So start getting your ideas going for this. I basically, Roy Lichtenstein here, you can paint your face with a bunch of dots. These are called Ben-Day dots. The Scream, Edvard Munch. So have fun with this. It's actually going to be due on Monday. After Monday, we are starting our continuous lighting unit. Again, if you did not turn in your photo essay, I still need that. And your This Week in Pictures reflection. Remember that your grade, even though it can't go down, it can absolutely go up. So don't go off the grid and just say like, I'm mic dropping out of this situation. Like if you have a B right now, there's no reason in the world you can't get an A. You know, the assignments are doable, they're manageable, they can all be done from home. And again, just accept the invitation to the Zoom meeting. Even if you don't want to turn your video on or your audio on, at least you are there and attending and able to sort of hear what's going on and ask any questions if you need to. All right, guys, I miss you all. And I hope that this is really clear. If you don't have questions, great, get started. And if you do, please feel free to comment or email me. All right, have a good day.